and I am Zafar Abundancewala, your host. And today on Abundance Show, we are honored to welcome Jeny Blume, joining us from the beautiful country of Sweden, where she's running a bold, heart-centered approach to sustainability and system change. Jenny is a sustainability strategist, system thinker, and intuitive coach who brings together the worlds of psychology service, design, and regenerative leadership. With a rich background spanning hospitality, organizational transformation, and emotional intelligence, she helps individuals and teams navigate complexity with grounded clarity and deep compassion. Her work is rooted in strategic sustainability frameworks like the Framework for Strategic Sustainable Development FSSD, and driven by the powerful belief that the real change begins from within, she integrates rigorous systems thinking with behavioral insights, not only possible but sustainable, and also well-being practices, creating spaces where transformation is not only possible but sustainable for both people and planet. Whether guiding organizations through cultural shift, helping leaders who beyond burnouts, and championing inclusive consulting for the global south, Jenny's presence is one of the integrity, listening, and gentle power. Today, we'll explore what it means to lead from wholeness, how to build compassionate systems, and why sustainability must embrace both strategy and soul. How are you, Jenny? Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much for the beautiful introduction, Safar. It really captures the heart of my work, and I'm very honored by your words. Thank you. And hello to everyone watching and listening to our conversation today. Hello from summer and sunny Sweden.
Amazing, Jenny Bloom. Thank you so much. And I like to add whatever I missed in your introduction. I mean, that people do not know from social media or anything that is not on the media. Please let us know about your that part of your personality too.
Yeah, I think I would say that I am a person that is very friendly. I always smile because the smiling to anybody doesn't cost me anything. It I live in a country that probably this is a little bit taboo to say that people are a little bit distant, and that's not their fault. That's because how they are. Uh, Here in the Nordic countries. So smiling, might you might not get that every day, but I bring smile anyway, regardless. Maybe it would brighten people's day, whatever they're going through. A smile for me is a language of love, or for me to communicate to anybody that I see you and I acknowledge you. So yes, and yeah, I'm pretty much a happy person, I would say.
That's great, Jenny. I mean, this is the blessing everybody wants to be. And, global abundance. And my mission in Global Abundance Organization is abundance of health, wealth, and happiness. And if somebody is joyous, has joy and happy, that's what everybody is looking for in this life and after too. And smiling, someone on smiling and passing smile is such a good deed that always rewarded by God here and hereafter. Thank you so much, Jenny, for being that pleasant personality on the show. Okay, Jenny, I mean, since this is abundance show, I really like to have your insights about abundance. I mean, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, a very good question, Safar, and I really like to dissect this because when the word abundance is multifaceted, and it actually has different meaning for a different person. But let me talk about abundance as my perspective. For me, abundance isn't just about having more, it's about being aligned. It's when you're rooted in your purpose and connected to your values and flowing with enough energy, support, and clarity to show up fully in life and in leadership. To me, that's abundance. And some people would also relate abundance in materiality, let's say money. Well, everybody would say abundance. They always think about abundance is only for money. That's not true. Abundance is everywhere. Abundance is like right now, we are in abundance of good energy and abundance of connectivity. Abundance is everywhere. It's just up to us, each person, which kind of abundance do you want to harvest every day of your life. Abundance is for free, and you can harvest that as long as it doesn't cost anybody to be hurt or to feel that you have hurt the person because you wanted to harvest the abundance between the collective. So I would say that abundance is not just about money. Abundance is everything, and it's free.
That's amazing. That is really that's really amazing. Thank you so much, Jenny. Since my mission is to help live the globe in abundance of health, wealth, and happiness. I mean, does it resonate with your work or whatever you've been doing so far? And what would you like to contribute? Your time, your expertise, or anything to the cause?
Yeah, I would say that in a personal level, I actually always share my abundance so far. Like what I said, abundance doesn't necessarily mean that tangible or something. I have abundance energy and joy and happiness in me, and I always love to share that to the world. Like what I said, as soon as I come out from my house, I would bump into an old lady walking, and she looked kind of grim, and I would say good morning, or in Swedish we say good morgon, hey, and then just smile, and that actually perks up the old woman and say hey, and then they would stop and talk to you. And it could be someone on LinkedIn, let's say, for example, wanted to connect with me, and that person I don't really know, but I would still connect with that person anyway because there must be something that I could probably help that person or connect that person to somebody else I know, that uh, something that they can do forward. And in every actions that I do, I think that I wanted to ripple. So those are the abundance in every day. And sometimes also oh, I do share my abundance in the tangible way, and that makes me feel good. And I wish that for every person would also do the same thing, because um, the world today is so focused on just taking more for themselves, selfishness, and the abundance is forgotten because people are now harvesting abundance from scarcity perspective and selfish and greed. But if we actually harvest the abundance around us in a way that is more grounded and not selfish, I think there will be less conflict in the world, and there will be less hunger, and war. And yeah.
Thank, thank you so much, Jenny, for being that generous and always abundant. And sure, yes, I mean the people are stuck in scarcity. That's what I mean. The people, I mean, nowadays they believe in getting only, whereas abundance is given. And if you are giving, in fact, that's what you are getting: peace of mind, heart, and you get happiness in reward. And that's what is required. Thank you so much for being one, Jenny. Your journey waves together hospitality, psychology, and sustainability. What was the spark that led you towards regenerative leadership?
Yeah, let's root back to where I started my career. Like, I have a degree in psychology, but I would say that I actually followed what the society had told us to do. You know, when you're as a young age, your parents would tell you like, okay, go get this degree, go get a job, make money. I think with no shame, I would say that I was also one of those that was told by your parents to go and get this degree. To begin with, when I had my university, my parents told me to, oh, you have to get this degree, you have to be a veterinary doctor. So then I took this degree in animal health, animal science, but actually it was not in my heart. Like, so I quit and went on to psychology because I was always fascinated about human behavior, human brain, and all that. But again, I when I finished the degree, I did not practice psychology. I went to work in hospitality, which at that time, when you're young, it's nice to earn so much money and to travel the world, see the world for free, because that's where I was working for. And I thought in that era of my life, I thought, oh, this is the career I like because I like talking to people, I like serving people, I like making people happy. But our lives as human comes in season. So then I met my very generous and very kind husband. And so we started a family. And then I realized that that part of me, that identity of Jenny that wants to serve people, wanted to do good to the world in the world of hospitality, is no longer aligned with what my soul or my heart wants. And I always had been fascinated about sustainability. I very much remember when I was doing my master's degree that my master thesis was about the ecological part of hospitality. And it now makes sense. Why did I choose that? Like in that time, I just needed to have my master thesis and finish off my thesis, and now it make all sense. And I was fascinated with companies such as SCA, it's Svenska Cellulose Aktiebolaget. It's a huge company here in Sweden that they make like papers and all sort of products, and they have a very good sustainability approach. And I was also admiring this company called, it's a Danish company, it's called Vestas. They are the one who's providing this wind power, you know, this I don't know if you have seen that, but I always admire them. But like what I said, I follow what society is saying and everybody's doing, so I just go on and work in hospitality. But then one day I said, there's got to be more to life than this. And I had a great talk to my husband. I said, listen, is it okay if I would really now do what my heart wants to do, what I'm passionate about? And he's very supportive, and he said, yes, of course. So I quit my job and I studied and transitioned myself and do the sustainability. And while I was studying uh, courses, different courses and program within sustainability, because sustainability is very huge. You could be lost in sustainability world, but I was wondering which area of sustainability I am really drawn into or passionate about. And that's when I realized that I want into the human side of sustainability. How do we take care of the people who are the change maker in the world of sustainability? Because sustainability job is very complex. It could easily burn out anybody in that direction, and I feel like that they need more support in that area. So that's where I come in, because I have experienced that. So I know how to navigate out from being burnout and the
Great.
complexity.
Yes, that's why. Okay, thank you so much, Jenny. I mean, for that detailed insight. How do your personal value shape the way you define sustainability, especially in a world that often focuses just on carbon and compliance?
Yeah, thank you actually for bringing that up, because like what I've mentioned earlier, if someone goes into, let's say for example, a platform of LinkedIn, you would read a lot of people. It's so noisy. These frameworks, these standards, this reporting. It was like CSRD, EU taxonomy, GRI. There's so many tools that is it's just blown out in there. And also, when you actually looked at, if you put on a magnifying lens in the world of sustainability, it's more of like so much noise, but we have not really done much. And you know who are really doing more and that are actually quiet are the people in the global south. And who are the people that are most affected with what is happening with our world? It's the people who are in the global south. However, I see that when it comes to conversation or dialogue, those people from the global south are a bit excluded. The dialogue centers towards more from the global north, the privileged, the one who has guaranteed food in on their table 3 to 5 days times a day, compared to the person, a small farmer somewhere in the global south who is trying his very best to bring at least one or two meal for his family in a day. So that that's where I feel like we needed more army in sustainability that brings the reality, not just the metrics, not just the KPI, ROI. I think it's time that the sustainability realm has to be real and do the talking. So that's where I am. That's probably one of the reason why I emphasize that the projects that I want to do more are towards the global south. And I also actually encourage some of my connections that are in the same space with me to help me, and they all agree. And maybe also I am in that mission of empowering more and more people from sustainability to speak up and be their voice be heard, because there is still fear that if they would speak up, they will be canceled. And this is the world we live now, that we transmute a lot of voices.
Thank you so much, Jenny Bloom, for that real insights into. Okay, my next question is: you often talk about burnout in the sustainability movement. How did you personally learn to stay rooted and avoid that?
Yeah. In sustainability, the leaders are moving through burnout and complexity. Like what I said, it's very complex, the job. It's too much pressure. Um, a lot of leaders are, their work is really overwhelming, not just by the pace, because the pace is very fast, it's rapid, but with with that complexity, the emotional weight at the same time is so rapid, and there's no time for them, or at least there's no encouragement from the people above them or the community where, or the organization where they belong to, at least say, hey Safar, it's actually okay to pause, to reconnect with your inner self, and make a space for a grounded decision making. It's not just go 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 go, and yeah, you finish this project, you finish this report and all that, and that's one thing that is being forgotten. And if we keep on pushing KPIs, ROI, the standards, and we will end up with no sustainability leaders in the next, what, 2 to 3 years. And especially now, most of the organization are trying to rush, because we are now 2025, and then this deadlines of 2030 is very soon. And yeah, and if you even check, like, job roles now within sustainability, you would really scratch your head from disbelief, because they are looking for not human, they're looking for unicorns or robots, who they're hiring one position, but the job role is to do, like, for 50 people to do it for an entire department. That's impossible. And the funny thing of it all is for them to demand someone who has 10 years of experience, let's say, for example, CSRD or EU taxonomy. These standards and frameworks has not been born like for that long. So who would be able to do that? And who has the 10 years plus experience on that? Nobody. But to me, and the most important, before we can even do the regenerative change, it has to come from within, from each person who's doing that. If that person is burned out, how can this person do her or his job? We have to take care first, the human side, before we can solve this collective problem of sustainability. And I think we are more focused on the materiality and forgetting the human side. And I would very much like to challenge the society of maybe looking or step back and assess first, like, yes, maybe it's time for us to take care of the people first.
Thank you. People first approach is amazing and it's more human, and that really suits your work that you've been doing so far. My next question is: can you explain how system thinking has transformed your understanding of leadership and change?
Yeah. Systems thinking is one thing that needs to have for anybody that wants into uh, to involve, or for our young generation out there who are still contemplating what do they want to do in the future, what career. If you are thinking deeping yourself into sustainability, I would say to first study. There's a very very good course or degree that one should take. It's called FSSD. It's the framework for sustainability strategy development. It's offered here in Sweden. It's offered online, and it's part of um, one of the courses that a part of the MSLS program that is also offered by the same school in Blekinge Technical School on. And FSSD is a framework that had been birthed or created by Carl Henrik Robert and Joran Broman. And there's a nice book of that, the Sustainability Handbook, because that emphasizes the system thinking. System thinking is it's not just going into the problem. System thinking is going to the root of the problem. So it's more like intuitive, not just solving the middle, but let's go where the root has started. And yeah, and that's very important when it comes to sustainability.
Thank you. Thank you so much for getting us the root to the roots of the sustainability. My next question is: you use strategic tools like FSSD, the ABCD methods, and ESG frameworks. How do you balance these technical tools with emotional intelligence in your coaching work?
This is actually a very good question, because the ABCD framework in sustainability, that's one of the things that I really like to use as a tool when I'm doing a strategy for a certain organization, or uh, in creating just a sustainability strategy for somebody else, or trying to figure out what's a problem or something. ABCD framework, and you can also combine that with backcasting. And we can also use, I can actually use in my coaching, the ABCD um, framework when it comes to the emotional. Because first, let's say, for example, I think the best way is to give you an example, Safar. You come to me and you are for coaching because you are going through something right now in your leadership, or maybe it's just in your personal life or career life. If we would use the ABCD framework, we would, instead of doing the A for, because the A is the base, but we go for the D. The D stands for where our goal is. For example, Safar, you're coming to me now. What is your problem right now? Let's
I
just
can say,
create a simple problem. Let's say
okay,
money. Let's
I
just say
can, I can, I
money.
can. I can surely. I mean, this will help you just because of your experience.
Yeah.
Right now, I am. I just started my global abundance organization, and to with a mission that I want to enable the whole planet to live in abundance of health, wealth, and happiness. But again, to whenever you build a building or whatever, whenever you want to construct something, first you need to clean the plot. There is a lot of things. I mean, there are a lot of unnecessary things which are not needed, and then you want to remove them first. Then you want to dig for the foundations. So to first, we I need to remove the thinking of scarcity. The one of the biggest challenge of the whole change makers in the world is to change someone's thinking. This is what is the your what you are doing is amazing, Jenny. What the your the arena of your fight arena of your war. It's amazingly immense, and it's an ocean. It's the sky without limits, and I mean it is huge one. You are working on directly on thinking. You are redesigning thinking, and you are enabling people. So thinking is first thing that is I or you may or everybody comes across is scarcity thinking. So we need to eliminate scarcity thinking, and we need to instill abundance, abundance thinking. So this is, I mean, as you said earlier, your understanding of abundance is it's not for not only money deep or luxury. It's not living luxurious life. No, it's much more beyond that. It's about creating the world of possibilities. Like I mean, now you and me are talking in like as if we are sitting in the one room, but we are 1,000 miles apart. You are in Sweden and Pakistan. It's like I mean nobody can reach that quick and fast as we did, and we are right. I mean we are sitting face to face right now. So that is a abundance of connectivity. So there are other abundance is already there, as you said. Nature is in abundance and things are already there. We need to tune according to that abundance. So my problem is scarcity thinking. I mean, I am fighting with my own scarcity thinking first, and I want to fight, eliminate this fight. I want to fight this. I mean, I kind of fighting foundation the scarcity thinking. So that's what I'm doing. That's my problem. I mean, if you can help me out of this.
Beautiful. And we already identified where the problem was. Okay, so we will. Your goal, your north star, was to enable the globe to have that abundance in everything, in all areas of what we need as a human being. That is our D. But now we have to go back to the base. We identify now the ABCD, the D. We had identified it. You want to enable the globe in abundance. Now let's go back. Let's start working. We are going back to A. And you said you yourself is one of the example that you are actually thinking in your limiting belief, and you think of scarcity yourself. That already is telling me that we have to work first on you before we can proceed to the other, to B and C and the D. First, what we have to do is realize that abundance is already here on earth. It's given. What we could think of is already existing. But you also have to realize that you have been thinking, you have to work on yourself. This is where now the human thing we have, what we were talking about earlier, because you are not thinking in a grounded way. You are thinking like, oh, okay, I don't have this source. Okay, how am I gonna go to step B and C? I don't have that. You are thinking mostly in a very superficial. How about if you yourself first ground yourself, and maybe, let's say, for example, today, after our podcast, maybe you don't need to do anything. Maybe you just have to enjoy 2 hours of silence, Safar, and just ground yourself in stillness, because in stillness then abundance of ideas and insights starts to flow into you. Maybe you come think of your scarcity like, oh, in what scarcity are you really thinking right now? Are you talking about monetary? Are you talking about contacts or logistics and things like that? That's
Okay. I mean, they're asking to me, or like you want to explain it by yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
do I reply these things? Okay.
Well, I
As if
am basically asking not really directly to you. This is more like I'm asking,
okay.
like we are conversing. You have to work on yourself first. Like, what is it really? Because it's like wishing. It's like people wanted to manifest Money, they would say, I want to manifest money. uh, and the universe is listening to you and say, okay, yeah, you can manifest money. Okay, I can do it for you right now. Okay, here's €1, because you're not being specific. And that's when you think, oh, okay, so scarcity comes and limiting belief. It's impossible. This cannot happen. Yes, it's actually very possible that we cannot, or we can enable the globe into abundance, but just you have to be very specific, like how. This is why ABCD framework is really good, because this gives you the steps and it gives you the root cause. And when we come to B and C, or the C, where we think about the solution, we can go radical in there. We can go the impossible that you think it's cannot be possible. You can go crazy on solutions in there, and then from there we sift what is really important, which hierarchy we can do this, so we can reach that D. But right now you already identified, yeah, you have so much scarcity and limiting belief in you. So from there, we work onto that scarcity and limiting belief. Yeah, and then this goes as well when it comes to in the real world of sustainability. When an organization wants to go into sustainability, and then they would tell me like, yeah, we wanted to hire you as our strategist because we want sustainability in our organization. And then I ask, what sustainability are we talking about here? And do you know where are you what is your really your target? Is it a strategy? Is it your reporting? Is it your what area? They don't know. They would just give us sustainability. And of course, like if you tell me that you want also abundance, in what area, what specific area? And yes, we can say abundance in money, abundance in love, abundance in food, abundance in job opportunity. Let's say, for example, for Pakistan, we want abundance for all the people of Pakistan that has a living, that there's no poverty. But we cannot solve that in one go. We have to segregate all those, so we can make it as a big, it's like a snowball effect. It starts with small, we roll and roll, and then it gets bigger and bigger, and boom, we got what we wanted. So it's not really a complex uh, framework, but it's a very beautiful framework, and it can be used it not just in sustainability, but in also in daily life, in solving your problem. This could also be very emotional when you go into the ABCD framework, because you probably will be forced to admit things in yourself that you are afraid, or feel you have a fear to let it emerge.
Thank you so much explaining that beautifully. Okay, my next question is, many leaders struggle with what is next. Fatigue. What advice do you give to those feeling stuck between vision and action?
Yes, and this is one thing that I think for a long time now. I think the good pause that had happened, or a realization for many, was when the COVID-19 happened. I think when the world had paused for a while, people actually started also realizing that they had been um, running their lives in so much stress. Just they just keep on going and without a pause. And after that world pause during the COVID, people mindset had changed. Some actually had left their very high paced work. Some had chosen to live in the countryside, and some people had chosen to leave their job. and whatever toxic or high pace situation they were in. And that was a good reset, I would say. But it came back again. Now I could see that people are back to the way it was. It's like high pace, and no time to rest, no time for their own selves, no time to listen to their intuition, to their own self. It's just basically work, how do you call this, doing their daily thing with a default already. Wake up in the morning, get dressed, have breakfast, go chase the train or drive to work, and all this, the cycles and cycle, and just forgetting to take a pause and to have that regeneration. And this is what's going on also in the world of sustainability, where uh, we have been pushing so hard for a change, for regeneration, but again forgetting that regeneration starts from within, from the people. How am I gonna make change for the world if at the end of the work I'm doing I am depleted, I'm burnt out, I lost it all? What if people actually have to take a pause and take care of themselves first, and then slowly do the regeneration for the collective, which is this is what the problem nowadays. Like, people are too busy not to go back to their selves, their own selves, like not even having a time. Instead of regenerative time, they are busy scrolling on the phone for social media, or just like 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 mindless social media, or watching TV instead of maybe going to the nature and listen to the birds, or just enjoy the beauties of the trees. And I this has been neglected, and we need to tell the people again to take care of their own selves, to go back to get to know their own self before. Because the thing is, you cannot help others without helping your own self first. And yes, I agree that in reality, in the world of reality, we have bills to pay, we have to perform what we are supposed to perform for the community, but without forgetting our own selves. And this is the big problem. And maybe um, people have to, I think the way I see it, the social media and the technology has given so much effect to the people. And there is in a good way, but most in a bad way. um yeah, it's, let's just say, for example, even kids nowadays. When I was growing up, we didn't have social media. I think you and me, so far, we, on our summer days, we would probably at 7 o'clock we were already out and chasing whatever we chase in there, running around in the grass, climbing the trees. And our parents would call us back and say, the parents will be looking for us. But nowadays, what's happening are kids, the parents are the one forcing the kids to go out of the room, to go and play, to do something, not just looking in the screen or in their computer. But the adults are also doing this. And instead of it's their day off, day off means day off, then they are still scrolling on their phone, answering emails from a colleague or from the boss. And yeah, and then the day off had passed, and then they're back again to the rat race. I think this has to be, we have to normalize to pause, to take care of ourselves first. I think that's what I'm trying to say here. And before we can regenerate our mother earth, we have to regenerate the people in it first. And that's like what I said, regeneration starts from within, from us.
Okay, thank you, Jenny Blume. My next question is: you apply behavioral psychology in your work. What are some human habits or mindsets that block sustainable transformation?
Yes. um in sustainability, actually, there's a lot of, you would encounter a lot of dialogues, and there will be a lot of dialogues that are difficult. The one thing that persistent that I see is, during a dialogue, people tend to just be reactive instead of listening, or forgetting to allow or hold that space for the other person to speak. And I sometimes feel guilty about this as well myself, because when I'm in a dialogue, sometimes I am not being grounded, and all I want is to just basically have my what I think. I just want to deliver it to that person without actually acknowledging and listening first. And I feel guilty about this, but that's what I am seeing a lot. And I see that's why there are dialogues that are not successful. And that's why sustainability is also very complex, because this could be very emotional during a conversation. There's too much ego, and there's too much hidden agenda. And people that could.
Jenny, I mean your internet connection is not stable. Are you still there? Hello, Jenny, can you hear? Internet looks like, and that their internet connection has gone unstable. So I'll be waiting for some time for her. And this is Jeny Blume for Switzerland, and she's on the show from the beautiful country of Sweden, and she runs a bold, heart-centered approach to sustainability and system change. This is different, and it's human. Jenny is a sustainability strategist, system thinker, and intuitive coach who brings together the world of psychology, service design, and regenerative leadership. With a rich background spanning from hospitality, organizational transformation, and emotional intelligence, she helps individuals and teams navigate complexity with grounded clarity and deep compassion. So, this was Jeny Blume from Switzerland, Soon she'll be connecting back and we'll be coming back to you. Till then, see you in Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.